Welcome to Learn Klingon the Easy-ish Way, Practice Section 1. After every 5 lessons you will find a practice section like this one. Everything taught in those lessons appears in the practice section at least once. You should go through this practice section now before you move on to Lesson 6. Although you have already learned a lot of Klingon, it won't stay fresh in your mind forever. We suggest that you go over each section about a week after completing the 5 lessons, and again a month after completing them, and again 3 months after completing them. Early in the course you learned that there are no words for the, a or an in Klingon. There are also no words which correspond to hello, goodbye, please, and thank you. How do you say the man? Lord, the woman. Be, a friend. Jup, an enemy. Jar, what do you want? Noknech, success. Krapla. The word order in a Klingon sentence is often the opposite of what it would be in an English sentence. How do you say, the man speaks? Jack, Lord. The woman understands. Yaj, be. The friend goes. Jach, jup. The enemy comes. Rosh, jar. The doctor helps the patient. Sheed, krach, krel. The family wants a baby. Ru, nech, chodu. The officer respects the captain. Chod, vuv, yash. The Klingon interrogates the prisoner. Kama, yu, Klingon. You know that there are 2 words for and. One of them is used to make a list, for example, the man and the woman. The other is used to join 2 sentences together. How do you say, the child eats? Shop, puk. The pet drinks. Tluk, charge. The child eats and the pet drinks. Shop, puk, edge, tluk, charge. A human reads. Lard, human. An alien writes. Rek, nov. A human reads, but an alien writes. Lard, human, ach, rek, nov. The man and the woman. Lord be ger. Earth and Vulcan. Tra vulkan ger. The Terran teaches and the Vulcan learns. Roodmoog tratngaan, edge rood vulkangaan. The Terran and the Vulcan learn. Rood tratngaan vulkangaan ger. The Romulan and the Cardassian travel. Leng Romulushengaan, Kardashengaan ger. Klingon words can have prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes are added to the beginning of a word, and suffixes are added to the end of it. The first suffix you learned was the one which means don't or doesn't. How do you say, the captain speaks? Jack hold. The captain doesn't speak. Jack be hold. The officer obeys. Lob yash. The officer doesn't obey. Lob be yash. The child has a pet. Shaj raj puk. The child doesn't have a pet. Shaj rajbe puk. The family teach the baby. Ro roodmoog khodu. The baby learns. Rooj ro. The alien teaches the human, but the human doesn't learn. Chuman roodmoog nov. Ach roodbe chuman. The father and the mother don't wake up. Vembe vav shosh ger. The grandfather and the grandmother don't sleep. Khongbe vavni shoshni ger. English sometimes uses suffixes too. When you talk about more than one thing, you say humans and pets. In Klingon, when you talk about more than one thing, you add may. However, when you talk about more than one being capable of language, you add pu. There is a third suffix which is used only with body parts. You will learn about that in a future lesson. How do you say the neighbours? Chilpu. The tribbles. Yichmei. The stars and the planets. Chovmei Yuk me jer. Men and women. Lord pu be pu jer. Klingons hurry. Maud Klingon pu. Humans relax. Lesh Human pu. The man has friends. Chup pu Raj Lord. The planet doesn't have moons. Marsh May Rajbe Yuk. The doctor doesn't believe the patients. Sheed pu Chabe Kel. The patients lie. Nep Sheed pu. The officers doubt the captain, but the captain tells the truth. Chod Chon Yash pu Ach Vit Chod. However, there are some words which never end with pu or may. How do you say, I hit the soldier? Mang Vikip. I hit the soldiers. Ner Vikip. You fire the torpedo. Peng Dabach. You fire the torpedoes. Char Dabach. The bird of prey looks for a target. Dosh Nej Tok Duch. The starship finds targets. Right tu Echto. Now let's talk about prefixes. Although both nouns and verbs can have suffixes, only verbs can have a prefix. The prefixes show us who is doing what to whom. Here's a summary of the 6 prefixes you have learned so far. I do something alone is j. You do something alone is b. I do something to you is ka. I do something to him, her, it, or them is vi. You do something to me is cho. You do something to him, her, it, or them is da. So how do you say, I see? Giler. I hear. Jekoi. I walk. Jeyit. You don't run. Bekret be. You chat. Bijao. You don't celebrate. Bilop be. I attack. Jechev. I attack you. Kachiv. I don't defend you. Kachu be. You wait. Bilosh. You wait for me. Cholosh. You don't ask me. Chotlo be. I allow it, but you forbid it. Vichau. Ach. Datuch. In general, he and him, she and her, it and they and them all share the same prefixes. There is one exception to this rule which we haven't learned yet. In Klingon, you use the same prefix when you want to say I see him or I see the man, and when you want to say I see it or I see the weapon. How do you say I look for it? Vinej. I look for the phaser. Pu vinej. I don't find it. Vitu be. I don't find the batleth. Betlech. Vitu be. You buy it. Daje. You buy the tricorder. Chokra. Daje. You don't sell it. Dangev be. You don't sell the weapon. Nuch dangev be. I dislike it. Vipar. You dislike it. Dapar. I dislike him. Vipar. I dislike the man. Lord Vipar. You trust her. Davok. You trust the woman. Be davok. I kill them. Vichoch. I kill the Romulans. Romulushangan pu vichoch. You kill the enemies, but you don't kill the tribbles. Jarpu da hoch ach yichme da hochbe. You also know that when he, she, or it does something to him, her, it, or them, you don't use a prefix at all. The verb stands alone. In fact, a good rule of thumb at the moment is to use a prefix only when I am doing something or when you are doing something. So how do you say, I visit it? Vishuch. He visits her. Shuch. You hurt them. Da oi. She hurts him. Oi. He salutes the soldier. Mang van. She salutes the army. Mang rom van. It becomes a target. Dosh moj. The space station becomes a target. Dosh moj tengchach. The Cardassian sends a ship. Duj ngech Kardashian. The Terrans receive a tribble. Yich chev trangan pu. The Klingon sentence ler is ambiguous. It could mean he sees her, it sees them, or she sees him, among other possibilities. Normally, the context of the conversation makes it clear who is being discussed. If not, you will learn how to clarify the situation in future lessons. It's easy to ask a question in Klingon. You can change any statement into a yes-no question by adding the verb suffix a. How do you say, you read? Bilad. Do you read? Bilad a. Yes, I read. Khija Gilad. You want it. Danech. Do you want it? Danech a. No, I don't want it. Robe vinechbe. Sometimes it's possible to combine suffixes. For example, you've learned how to say can, can't, and can you. How do you say, I answer? Jijang. I can answer. Jijang lach. I use it. Vilo. I can use it. Vilo lach. You ask the Lord. Joch da tlob. You can ask the Lord. Joch da tlob lach. You don't ask the lady. Joch da tlob be. You can't ask the lady. Joch da tlob lach be. You can understand me, but you can't understand them. Choyaj lach, ach, dayaj lach be. I can see the space station. Tengchach viler lach. Can you see the space station? Tengchach daler lach a. I can't hear the battle. Mai vikoi lach be. Can you hear the battle? Mai da koi lach a. Can you visit Romulus? Romulus da shuch lach a. I can't visit Cardassia. Kardash vishuch lach be. The Vulcan arrests the Ferengi. Ferengan, Kop Vulkangan. You can't insult me. Chotich lach be. And that's the end of practice section 1.